And now here we are with boys seeing girls be able to cry, and people might coddle them a little bit, might give them a hug, and oh, it's okay, sweetheart. That little boy crying, and you like, boy, man up, toughen up. Boys don't cry. Go ahead, go on over there, stop. You acting like a little girl. You already painting a picture, rather implicitly or explicitly, that you don't want your little boy to be like a little girl. So now he looking at girls like something wrong with them. But then he see that girls can do things that he can't do. Girls can have emotional freedom, emotional expression. Girls can wear different clothes and people won't really judge them. Cause so much y'all can't do. Y'all can't express yourselves in any type of form. It has to be in a box. However you express. And if you go out of that box, people are gonna question your sexuality. I can understand how irritating that is. So I can understand why y'all jealous of us, because we do get more opportunities to express ourselves. We do get more opportunities to have more fun, because we get more options with less stigma. Disclaimers: all views discussed on this channel is a matter of opinion. I do not claim to be a licensed therapist or psychologist, though I am in my internship for my specialist degree in school psychology. I will continue my studies in sociology, and because of my passion for the field, over the years I have read on books, scholarly journals, and other publications on social issues and the like. Therefore, many of my opinions can be backed with reputable sources that led to my conclusions in the matter. That being said, I understand that social issues are touchy and polarizing. I understand that criticism of a group you belong to socially or your favorite social figures can make you uncomfortable or feel like an attack. It is my intention to inform, not offend, but the truth can be offensive. If you happen to belong to a certain group I am analyzing, but you do not exhibit the behaviors I mentioned, then the assessment does not include you. Therefore, there is no need to insert yourself. If you are to include yourself, please be kind. Refrain from using ad hominem, look it up, stating obvious and redundant, not all of us statement, or disagreeing without data that can disprove my opinion. Remember, less feelings, more facts. It is Jay here, your accountability coach and future psychologist. It is my life's purpose to get Black people to mentally unplug from this patriarchal system of white supremacy. I am laughing maniacally because I laugh when I start talking about certain topics, only because I'm a little rage baity. I know. I own that. It's also the Aries moon. She likes to be a little controversial. I'm a Leo sun too, so that kind of helps. But it's like, listen, y'all. As I continue to say, I have disclaimers in every video. These are just opinions. You can consider them as being expert opinions. You consider them as she don't know what she's talking about. You can consider them as, I'll just put it in my back pocket and worry about it later. As long as you consider it, just consider it. That's all I ask you. When we look at this world, when we dissect this world, I want to be very, very thorough. I try my best to put references to things. I'm always referring to what I've already written about in my book. 9 times out of 10, everything I talk about on this channel, I've already written about in my book and have reputable, scholarly references, one or the other, if not both. And there's over 80 references in this book. So I back up what I talk about in this channel. When it comes to social issues, which is our science, sociology, people are studying how people interact with each other. Psychology, people are studying, which is the field I'm going into. I'm thinking I might get a doctorate in philosophy. I think that might be where I need to go next, but we'll put a pin in that. But psychology, which is the field that I am entering, you can consider me an expert, or you consider me somebody who just don't know what they're talking about, or you can consider me somebody who you agree with, or somebody you just want to put in your back pocket and you'll revisit and see if it's true later on in life. Whatever, like I said, just consider me. And when I still get into things, right, when I get into all the things that we talk about, I want everybody to understand I love everybody. I love everybody. I love men. I love women. I love the gays. I love the days. I love the whites, even though y'all ain't right. I love I love the blacks, like the back on my back. I swear, y'all, I love everybody. I mean that. But just because I love y'all don't mean I can't criticize y'all. I can't analyze y'all. It don't mean I can't speak out about what I see that's wrong with society, humanity, myself included, because these are things that either I did before or I was complicit around one way or another. Now I'm at a point where I'm not. I don't do these things. I recognize these things. Something is wrong with them. Now I'm not checking everybody every 5 minutes in my life or online about them doing these things. I just don't have the time. But I will collectively tell y'all, hey, this is what's wrong, and move on. A lot of times y'all get mad. Why? Because a lot of people don't want to be held accountable. We claim that we do, but when we do, we don't like how it feels. We don't like how it feels like blame. We don't like how it feels like I should be ashamed of having my own opinions. It's not about your opinion. Everybody can have an opinion. You can have whatever opinion you want. But is your opinion contributing to the divisiveness of this society? Is it contributing to the lack of harmony in our current society? If that opinion is rooted in divisiveness, something is wrong with it. It is probably rooted in some evil activity. That being said, I need to just touch on this. I'm going to make a whole video about this. I don't know. It might be already out. It might come out after this. I don't know how, what order I decide to put these videos out. But know that there's going to be a video where I talk about the history of sexism in depth to tell y'all that sexism has been around here longer than racism. I need y'all to understand that. As a black woman, y'all, a lot of people might want me to choose my blackness over being a woman. No, I can't choose neither one of them over the other. It's both for me. So you're going to hear me talk about the problem with how people treat black people. And then you're going to also hear me talk about within the community, how black people treat women, period. That being said, all of these disclaimers is for y'all to understand. I don't want to argue. Y'all like to argue too much online. I think because y'all get out whatever emotions y'all can't get out in real life here behind that screen, you feel safe. Whereas people like me, I'll say it and check it in real time if I choose to. Sometimes I do turn the other cheek because I just don't feel like being bothered. But a lot of times I'm going to check people. Y'all don't check people at all. Y'all let things slide. A lot of people are passive in real life, but online they get to be aggressive. That's why it's so much aggression. Why y'all see people can't disagree without arguing. People can't disagree without using ad hominem or going under the belt. Y'all don't know how to disagree online. Now, I know I'm doing a lot of talking because I want to preface everything that I say when I talk about men. I don't do this all the time the way I'm going into depth right now, but I want to do it on this one because I know it's going to touch nerves. I know people are going to deny what I'm saying, male and female. I know people are going to try to make me seem like I don't know what I'm talking about and being biased. And, I know how y'all like to attack. Again, like I said earlier, using ad hominem, trying to attack me when you don't know a fucking thing about me. But understand this. I study this stuff. For years, I made a field out of doing this in and outside of school, in and outside of academia. This is my bag. So that being said, we're going to talk about 5 reasons men are jealous of women. Vagina envy is associated with energy that is difficult for men to sublimate lust and orgasm. As with women, normal male gender development accepts the lack of a vagina as a fact. Unconscious vagina envy may prove a disaster in men's lives. I believe vagina envy can play a role in men's abuse of women, just as penis envy can play a role in women's abuse of men. Tarpley, 1991. America is said to be a patriarchy based on men's privilege and supremacy. Perhaps male stereotypes arise in the locker room where men exaggerate their manhood. Men are questioning the psychology of being a man. Rocco, 1991, questions the supremacy of men in our society. Men are ambivalent about the male roles assigned and demanded of them by cultures. Although men enjoy the male prerogatives bestowed on them by culture, there is another side. They must always be strong, correct, stoic, and protective of women. They may or must be sexually aggressive, but must defer to the wishes of a woman or be faced with being accused of a sex crime. Men must be brilliant strategists to navigate this maze. Then it goes on to say that vagina envy sees women as free from lust. Vagina envy sees women as special, privileged, and controlling, dependent, passive, free of responsibility, protected, and powerful. To add to this, women even live 4 or 5 years longer than men. Hey, are women jealous of men? I would say that women can be jealous of men in some ways. But when I look at the general society and how men mistreat women and have historically mistreated women from damn near the fucking done of goddamn time, where there has always been a PDF agenda where little girls as young as 7, maybe even 6, were normally bartered off to old men for what you say, you know what, cases where little girls who are not supposed to be having sex are having sex and their cervix is moved, their pelvis is crushed. You can't tell me, because I get mad, where we come from a society where multiple cultures have used certain means of female mutilation to keep men from our wording of women. Instead of putting the chastity belt on the men, they put it on the women. The men who couldn't control themselves. The men who in the Bible, it explicitly says, control yourself from male sexual deviance. Stop saying people. It's in the Bible. They changed that though from saying people to homophobia, the homosexuals. They changed it. So now everybody is okay with the PDFers and the essayers. We okay with it because in the Bible it don't explicitly really talk too much about that. But the homosexuals, nah. Even though they changed it less than 100 years ago. Oh, we cooking today. So men, yes, y'all be jealous of women. And y'all have been jealous of women. If it's not you, then it's not you. Ooh, hand clap. Shut the fuck up. For real. I'm not going to be professional on this one. Sue me. I am upset with the state of manhood and how men treat women. I will never rise up about this issue. Just like I don't rise up about racism. But you might see me talk a little bit more about sexism because sexism is more prevalent. And you can't tell me that it's not. You can argue with your mother. Go ask her. Don't ask me. Because I told you. So I want this to hit people in the chest a little bit. I'm going to make little jokes here and there. But this is not really to be taken lightly. Because this is why we are in the state that we are in with all of these double standards. And I keep telling y'all, double standards serve no one. Double standards, no matter how you look at it, most of the time it is pointed towards sex and gender differences. Double standards make the world unbalanced. That is why we are in an unbalanced society. You make it okay for men to do certain things and not okay for women, or vice versa. Now, let's get into why y'all jealous, though. Why these men is jealous. Men are jealous. They're not in order of like importance or nothing, but we're just going to go. Men are jealous of women because we have emotional freedom. When boys are raised, we raise little boys to turn their emotions off. Yeah, anger can be somewhat acceptable, but because we make it somewhat acceptable, and it's the only acceptable emotional extreme we accept, they go balls to the wall and crash out. I see this because I work with children, little boys who may have a little emotional behavioral problems, are crash outs, and they can be as young as 5-6 years old, maybe even younger. But I work again in the school system. It befuddles me where it is becoming consistent, where these little boys are so quick to ball up a fist and hit somebody. Now, what that tells me is how we are raising our children with this corporal punishment. We need to kind of lean off of that. Because when you have children who may be somewhat emotionally or even cognitively delayed, and you are enforcing corporal punishment at home, they don't know that they're not supposed to hit other people. So they hit other people. Trust the expert. Now, with little boys, who you probably be whooping the hell about your son. He a little violent now. What you gonna do when he get home? Whoop him some more. And now here we are with boys seeing girls be able to cry, and people might coddle them a little bit, might give them a hug, and oh, it's okay, sweetheart. That little boy crying, and you like, boy, man up, toughen up. Boys don't cry. Go ahead. Go on over there. Stop. You acting like a little girl. You already painting a picture, rather implicitly or explicitly, that you don't want your little boy to be like a little girl. So now he looking at girls like something wrong with them. But then he see that girls can do things that he can't do. Girls can have emotional freedom, emotional expression. Girls can wear different clothes and people won't really judge them. Because tomboys, yeah, she dressed like a boy, but that don't mean nothing. Boys can't dress like girls. That automatically is disgusting. Oh, he's gay. What's wrong with y'all? Why y'all let y'all child, little boy, do that? Something got to be wrong with everybody involved. There's also some elements of sexual freedom with women. But I'm going to get into that, right? That's going to be number 2. Why another second reason why they're jealous of women. But with the emotional freedom, they understand that women can express themselves in a way that men are not able to without society deeming them as something less than a man. So they see what we do and they judge us still for it. They judge women for still being emotional because, oh, women too emotional. It's always a complaint about us being emotional. Oh, y'all too emotional. Y'all too emotional. As if they're not emotional. As if, like I said, they don't go from 0 to 100 real quick because anger is the only acceptable emotion in manhood. So it's like, okay, well, here we are in this state where we tell men they can't feel. And now they believe this falsity. I already talked about this in the prior video. I'm going to clip all the videos that y'all need to go see for reference. Yeah, so they face this stigma. You know, they don't feel comfortable to express themselves because, like I said, this society told them they can't do that. You're less of a man if you do that. So they look at women and they're coveting that we can express ourselves a little bit more than them. It's more acceptable. You know, a man crying in public is like, You get stuck. Like, why is this man just crying? And why is he crying in public? A woman crying in public, it's a little bit jarring still, but you don't look at her as much as you would look at that man crying, because you're like, what the fuck wrong with this man crying in public? You know what I'm saying? Some people just have that mindset. Men shouldn't have those emotions. So like I said, they go from 0 to 100 because it's acceptable. Be mad, but don't cry. That's for sissies. That's for girls. Now we get to the sexual freedom. Now, men can be promiscuous. Men have complete permission, and also it is encouraged for men to be promiscuous. Please go out here and have sex with as many women as you can. Don't turn down any woman, because if you do, what is wrong with you? Are you gay? You don't say no to any PUSSY. Why? Because that makes you a PUSSY. You can't say no. You have no right to say no, because now everybody got to question you. Y'all can't even have standards. Now that might not make y'all jealous of women, but women on the other side, yeah, we can't be hoes just like y'all can't be gay, but we can be gay, right? We can go do some gay activity, and nobody's going to think that we are fully gay. They're always going to think, oh, she just ain't had the right dick, or she gonna end up going back to the dick. This is what everybody thinks. So we get the permission to explore, at least with our own gender, without as much stigma. But men cannot do that. And I feel like a lot of y'all are jealous of that, because I already have more content where I talk about bisexuality. Bi-curiosity is more prevalent than y'all really are trying to understand and willing to admit. Sexuality is a spectrum, and most people are not completely straight. Most people are not completely straight. Most people will experiment if there was no stigma attached to it. Again, going back to the study that I always refer to, even though there are many other studies, but this was just so prevalent to me. 1948, 37% of men admitted to same-sex activity to the point of ejaculation. Sexuality is not black and white. It's very rainbow colored. For real, literally. So that being said, men can see women, and yeah, they might heighten like, oh yeah, I love my girl, got a girlfriend, and they think that's cool. But some of them, it's like, dang, I wish I could kind of explore a little bit and see what it is like to date a man, because y'all already homoerotic as fuck. Men are already homoerotic. They love each other down. The men will literally go out their way to defend a man online that they don't even know. Meat whacking. It's crazy. But outside of that, they really do understand the difference. And yet, what we don't understand too is with promiscuity, there are problems. No matter what gender. People want to make it seem like only women are affected being promiscuous, but no, men are also affected being promiscuous emotionally and behaviorally. Studies show this. That being said, regardless, they continue to push this behavior in their culture where they can be whores. Well, they're not getting paid, but hoes. I just want to call them whores because it just sounds more harsh. They can do whatever they want to. They can bed as many women as they want to. They can have as many children with as many women as they want to. They can do those things, but they don't understand what come with it. And they try to enforce that behavior on us, making it seem like it's okay for them to need all of this sex. But no, it's really a problem. And they don't want to admit that it's a problem. Possibly because society ain't letting them admit it. Society is encouraging this bad behavior, this irresponsibility. And they don't understand that their freedom needs to have limitations. They need to be disciplined. Men are lacking sexual discipline. And I think some of the jealousy is that people believe that women should be pure and men can do what they want to do. They have no standards to be held to. So they just out here just doing what they want to, and they looking like, well, I wish people were a little bit more disciplined with me subconsciously. Okay, this is not a conscious behavior. I know what subconscious is what your undermine, something you don't even hear, thoughts you don't even hear, or if you do hear, so passing that you can't even grab it within all your thoughts. So subconsciously, there are some things there where you wish you had more discipline in your life, like that is projected onto women. You wish you did. Because men do crave discipline. It's a part of who y'all are. But because the world let y'all run rampant, we in this state we are now. Now, y'all don't understand that sexual discipline, what comes with it, how it is advantageous. Women understand it because it's enforced on us. Y'all do not. It's getting a little deep. But I'm just saying, if you guys will control yourself better, maybe start looking at women as objects. You'll stop thinking of us as things to use, things to do. The next reason that men are jealous is princess treatment. Men have this false belief that women don't need to provide and that we are cared for no matter what, just only because we exist. That's bullshit. Women have never been cared for because we exist. We've been used. We've been bartered. We have been oppressed. Yeah, y'all can say your only job is to provide. So you can come home as long as you bring it home the bread and the butter and the bacon. It's okay to do what you want to do as a man. This is what women have been taught for centuries upon centuries. We've been bartered in ancient times and sometimes still now, bartered out. That's what women are. We are used. So what? You take care of all the bills if it comes with all of these other stipulations. Bitch, I can work for myself to earn money. So why do I have to be okay with you being a piece of shit just because you know how to provide? But men again think that because we don't provide, people are always jealous of the other side, jealous of what they don't have. They think just because women are not enforced, even still in today's society, to provide, it looks better if the man is the provider and the woman stays at home. Because of that, they think we are eligible for this princess treatment that they don't have any right to. And that makes them jealous. Again, now it might not be you, but it's somebody. And subconsciously, it might be you. If you ever think that women just had it made before feminism, because a lot of y'all had that mindset. Well, women had it made before feminism. I don't know why they. No, we didn't. Huh. Black men was able to vote before any women could. Women couldn't own shit. Women couldn't even fucking get a goddamn bank account until, what, the 1960s? Maybe 1970s, somewhere around there. We couldn't do shit. Couldn't even own shit. Unless it was like passed down to us in death. You couldn't go out here and make a living for yourself as a woman and then go and buy property. Men are not, they were not allowing that, bro. Why is it so hard for y'all to get? I need people to understand history. All of this shit is documented, and we are in an age of information. Your phone is valuable, more valuable than you think. And I ain't talking about money. There's so much knowledge in that little bitty ass device that you can find instantly now. Whereas we used to have to go down rabbit holes and read books and encyclopedias and find journals and shit at the library and stuff. Y'all don't know how hard it was to get information back in the day. Now that it's at your fingertips, y'all don't even want it. And then when people are giving y'all the information, y'all question it. And not in a smart way. Y'all question it just because I wasn't taught that. Bitch, who taught you? Was you even paying attention in school? Oh, you paid attention to what your dumbass mama and daddy said at home. No disrespect, but your mama and daddy, they might not have been educated. Maybe they were just as brainwashed by the system too. This is why it's okay to accept information that differs from your own. Instead of having a aversion and feeling uncomfortable because what you know has been challenged, invite the possibility that what that other person is saying could be fact and what you know could be false. That's critical thinking. So I'm saying this because I know that some men are jealous of that. They're jealous because women seem to, outwardly appearance, the ignorant men believe that women have it made. All you got to do is sit pretty. Let me do what I want to do to you, for you. As long as you got somewhere to stay, you got clothes on your back. It's a lot of emotional abuse involved, financial abuse involved, physical sometimes abuse involved. There is no winning to that, but men think it's a win because they don't want to provide. They don't want to. These are the ones, again, that I'm talking about, specific group, not all of y'all, but they don't want to. These specific group of men, they don't want to provide. So they make that excuse. That's their excuse. And they're jealous of that. They're not going to explicitly say that. They're going to listen to me say this and deny, despite everything I say. Moving on. Number 4, when it comes to reproduction, men don't understand how powerful their ability is to bring forth life. Because they do not have to experience carrying that baby, do not have to experience going through the labor of having that baby, they downplay their contribution to what reproduction is. And they don't see it as being equal, even though it is an equal contribution to conception and birthing. What I mean is the overall process in which we decide to reproduce, men are not understanding, or maybe they are not comfortable with the fact that they don't have the final say. They only have the initial say. Men have so much power when it comes to reproduction and initially choosing what woman they want to entangle with. But because, yet again, going back to what I said earlier in the sexual freedom aspect, they are told yet not to turn down any woman. So this leads to men ultimately reproducing with women that they should not have reproduced with because they don't like her. They don't want to deal with her. Or even going back to DNA and genealogy, maybe they just don't match. Now the child came out with some kind of deficit somewhere. It could be a multitude of things. But that, again, with that sexual freedom comes the sexual irresponsibility that they often project onto men, the double standards of it all. Now they don't understand how they contribute to reproduction and how they can protect themselves fully, and why they need to not continue to diminish their control by not using protective measures to keep a woman from birthing a child that they may not want. You have control over conception. Talk about this a lot. Use it. And don't be upset that women have the final say. God made it that way. Don't blame us for it. Shit, a lot of times that level of responsibility that falls on women to carry the baby and birth the baby, we literally be dying on the table, dying during the process. That's a lot on us. We don't be wanting to always make that final choice. But it's the way biology works. It's the way God made this system. You need to understand it. You need to be willing to accept it. And you need to take proactive instead of reactive measures. The reactive measures is, oh, you just tell the woman after she's pregnant, I don't want it. And you expect her to go through the trauma of the abortion and all of that. But you had full control over conception in the beginning. I'll save all the excuses. I don't want to hear them. I know what they are. You had full control. So why didn't you use it? You gave your control over to her, and now she has to control whether the baby is here or not. It's on you. So what y'all do, like I said, the next thing you do, you tell her to go have the procedure. Next thing is, some of y'all on the highest extreme might even take that woman out of here with that baby because you just that much don't want that baby to be here and you don't want to be attached to that woman. Why is it that you could not control yourself then? Why couldn't you say no to that lady? Why did you invite her in? Weird. So you can't tell me y'all not jealous. Now the last one. I think a lot of men kind of, I think from my viewpoint, this is an opinion, of course, all these opinions, but I'm just saying this one for real is an opinion. It can't be backed by no data. I think men think that women have more fun. And I'm laughing because it's funny when I think about it because they think we are so boring. But really, men are boring. Like, we can do what they do, but they can't do what we do because of the stigma. I can go and watch sports and be in masculine industries. Now, that doesn't mean I don't get some kind of pushback in those areas that are male dominant. Let's be clear. But the pushback is different, and it's not rooted most of the time in me being gay or my sexuality. It's just rooted in, why is this fucking bitch here? Because she's a woman. You know what I'm saying? It's more of misogyny and sexism versus it being homophobia. Whereas men in female related industries, feminine related industries, they experience homophobia, which is what definitely keeps them out of those industries. Our pushback is different, but there's pushback on both sides. That being said, we can still do what men do with less stigma or less harsh social stigma than. I want to clear this part up because I do understand that women do experience a lot of dangers in the workplace in a male dominant industry. What I am saying is that the freedom that men lack is because there's always an attack on their sexuality, and that correlates to their manhood, which means it's a little bit more deeply rooted for them when they step into a feminine industry versus when women do the opposite. We must understand that there are very similar dangers with homophobia as there is in sexism. So, again, maybe they're equal. Well, maybe I can take that back and not say that they're a little bit more harsh, but y'all see where I'm going. They can't. Men can't even eat a banana. Men can't eat ice cream. Men can't go to brunch. Y'all got all these things online that y'all say men can't do, or they're going to be zesty. They got sassy. They gay. Men couldn't wear pink at first. Y'all had a whole conundrum about 10 years ago on niggas wearing rompers. It's just so much y'all can't do. It's so much y'all can't do. Y'all can't express yourselves in any type of form. It has to be in a box. However you express. And if you go out of that box, people are going to question your sexuality. I can understand how irritating that is. So I can understand why y'all jealous of us, because we do get more opportunities to express ourselves. We do get more opportunities to have more fun because we get more options with less stigma. It sucks. I hate that for y'all immensely. But don't take it out on women. If you're going to take it out on women, take it out on women who project that. Take it out on women who tell y'all can't go to brunching. Y'all can't take trips or have boy dates and all of this stuff. And women just always calling y'all gay for whatever reason. For whatever reason. Now, a lot of y'all are homoerotic. That does not mean gay. Homoerotic means that you y'all take up for each other. Y'all really like, you might not physically put a man D in your mouth, but y'all do it. Y'all metaphorically be sucking each other off. Y'all do it a lot, and I kind of want y'all to pull that back just a little bit. Stop being so overly eager to take up for other men. Y'all gotta stop that. Because it does make y'all look a little gay. No homophobia, because ain't nothing wrong with being gay. And that's y'all problem too. Y'all think something wrong with being gay. So when somebody accuse y'all of being gay, y'all all hell breaks loose. But y'all gotta stop acting gay. Like, y'all act more gay than gay men. Gay men don't have no problem in seeming like holding each other accountable and saying something that's wrong with men. They say it all the time. But you straight niggas, y'all have a problem holding each other accountable because y'all have a level of homoeroticism that no one but y'all have. Y'all love that bros before hoes. That's not gay. Sounds really gay. It sounds gay. It ain't never not sounded gay to me. But even outside of that, we have all of these means to express ourselves. Women can do all these different things to our hair. We can wear nails, the clothes we put on. We have all of these options, and men feel like they are limited. They feel suppressed. They feel oppressed in that way. And they look at women and our ability to do that, and they just get upset. They get jealous. They talk about it too. They talk about it online. They be mad at us. They be mad at all the things that seem to be feminine. Oh, women always got these weaves. Oh, women always got their nails done. Oh, women always got to wear heels, or y'all always got to do this. I'm like, this is things that we relate to femininity. Why y'all upset us for being feminine? How is it that men really try to determine what womanhood is, but the moment women say anything about what manhood is, y'all get upset? You can't have it both ways. So again, like I said, it's unbalanced. Double standards serve no one. Most of everything I talk about on this channel is gonna be how double standards serve no. Know that. Anyway, if you got this far, you a real one. I love y'all. I've been working today. I'm ending it on this note. See y'all on the next one.